G'day guys, and welcome back to this week's Fishing Report. Whether you're a seasoned angler or someone looking to just get into fishing, the Fishing Report is going to help you out to catch more fish this weekend. The Fishing Reports are always sponsored by 7 Seas Apparel. Don't forget to use code REALFISHING10 to save yourself 10% off anything 7 Seas Apparel. As always, like and subscribe, and let's get into what's been biting around Sydney. Well, in Sydney, around our river system, there's been some really nice fish. We've had a lot of flathead being caught over the past week. A few really nice flathead too, fish in excess of that 60 centimetre mark. And that gets me really excited to be able to get out on the flats and try and catch a few nice big flathead. Also along with that, along the flats, I headed out on the flats on the weekend and targeted a few nice bream as well. Using that twitch pause on a Daiwa Slippery Dog is a really good one to use in regards to that. Caught some fish in excess of 1 kilo and some great fun on those shallow sand flats. Along with that, we've seen some bass and estuary perch still around at the moment. We're heading into our peak season for our estuary perch, targeting them in early autumn through to late autumn is the peak season here in Sydney to be able to go out and catch them. Whether you're using lightly weighted surface lures in the morning all the way to those lightly weighted soft plastics, Daiwa 2.95 inch flick is a really good one to use for that. Along with that, we've seen a few nice bass, people going out using some Daiwa curly minnows as well, the frog imitation out on our freshwater systems, places like Liverpool, and also places like Bents Basin is also another really good one that's been catching some nice bass. Now, looking to the weekend and looking at the weather for the weekend, we've got some nice conditions, whether it's heading out offshore or staying in the river. But what I'm looking at in regards to looking this weekend is our tides are going to be the big key factor. Because we are in between moons, the tides are a little bit less than what has been previous weeks. The morning tide is a bigger tide than the afternoon tide, so if you're going to pick a time of the day to go, the morning is that better option, purely because it is a bigger tide. You're going to have a lot more water moving around and there's going to be more fish active on that time. We're going to run our tide in the morning, so what I would be doing, heading out onto the sand flats, finding some nice shallow sand flats if you can, nice and early. Fish those to the bottom end of the tide. If you can't get up on those flats, fish the edges where the water is and you're going to find yourself a few really nice flathead. Lures to use, Daiwa 2.95 inch flick, 2.35 inch prawn. If you're going to go for a bigger model, the 3 inch wave minnow or even the 5 inch jerk shad, also really good ones from the Daiwa stable. Matching the hatch is going to be the key on that run out tide, and this time of year there's quite a lot of bait fish out in the system. So heading out and targeting them in that run out tide on the edge is going to be key. If flathead's not your option and you don't want to go target them, also another really good one for this weekend I would recommend is going and fishing the structures, overhanging trees, rocky foreshore lines in the upper reaches of our system, targeting estuary perch. They're really good fish to be able to target, whether you're on the Georges River, heading all the way up to areas like Padstow, Revesby, East Hills area, fishing along those structured shorelines, whether it be overhanging trees or rocky foreshore lines with a nice steep drop off, should be able to find some nice estuary perch along with some really good bream as well. Using as lightly weighted soft plastic as you can. Last weekend I was using a 1/20th ounce soft plastic, just casting it gently underneath trees and rocky foreshore lines, letting it fall down the edge of those rocky shorelines to be able to help you catch some really nice fish. Big key with that, using only really lightly and short flicks to keep it as close as you can to the structure, not pulling it away from there, and that's where the fish are going to be, and hopefully getting a really nice fish along with that. If bream, estuary perch, flathead really aren't your thing, the next two options you have are heading out offshore. We've had some really good mahi still, so if you're going to head out to the fads, trial around some deep diving hard bodies or using live bait to be able to target your mahi. Along with that, live baiting for kingfish off our cliffs have been producing some really nice fish, whether it be up at Sydney Harbour around Longreef in the heads of Sydney Harbour, or around the heads of Botany Bay and south of the Port Hacking, are also some really good spots to be able to target your kingfish for the weekend. So that's going to do it for this week's Fishing Report. A nice comprehensive report for you. Hopefully you go out and catch some fish this weekend. Let me know where you're going to go and let me know how you go as well. As always, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week for the Fishing Report.